This is Above the Tree Line with a special episode of Canyon Commentary. This will be a slightly different format. Just going to point the camera at the trail, and we're just going to talk about whatever comes to mind. There's no agenda, there's no topic. There's just trail, the breeze, the sun, and some good conversation. Let's get into it. So, first thing I want to talk about is a little bit about how I'm approaching, the growth of this channel. A lot of it has to do with my personal beliefs and ethics. And first part of it is, I hear a lot about, supplements will make your life better. You know how much I do not like this, because from a simple physiological perspective, if you don't need something, your body either has to store or get rid of it. And that's all there is to that. So when you put in a bunch of stuff your body doesn't need, you're giving it a lot of extra unnecessary work. Now, it's a completely different matter if you are actually deficient in something, from disease, medication, what have you. That's fine, talk to your doctor. But one thing that you'll never see this channel do, you'll never see my business do, is push multi-$100 supplements promising something that they can't deliver. Or rather, to be more precise, I just won't promise them at all. I won't offer them at all. I will put nice little occasional affiliate links for the gear that I actually use. Because I want to make some money off this project. Nothing wrong with that. But I am not going to sell false hope and false promises. And as the CEO of Treeline Ventures, that is a promise to my viewers and to my customers. I will not sell you false hope. I will not sell you promises that I can't keep. And I promise to keep my content, my material, my products as grounded as I can. It's like I follow some health groups on Facebook and what have you, for my own reasons. When people ask about, should I take this? Should I take this? I've heard good things. And I say, do you have a deficiency? Is it documented? Does your doctor know about it? And they're like, no, I just heard that this can help. I'm like, you're spending a lot of money for nothing. If you don't need it, you don't need it. Let the data your doctor gives you do the talking. Don't let marketing gimmicks do the talking. And if you saw a couple of my recent shorts, like it was a little bit facetious, but sunlight is a great form of medicine outdoors. Results may vary, but there's a growing body of evidence that latitude and available UV exposure has an effect on things like depression, other mental health concerns, and also even rates of acceleration and severity of certain chronic autoimmune diseases. So I'm not making a claim here, but it's actually a pretty cool thing. Just by going outside in the sun for 10-15 minutes, depending on where you are, of course, you're giving your body just what it needs to regulate itself properly. I think that's kind of cool. Which brings me to my next topic. Why Colorado? A little bit of a personal backstory here is we came to town to visit family a couple of years back, And you know how you just get that impression where you feel like you belong in a place, where it just feels like home the minute that you set foot in that environment? That was Colorado for me. You know, I've lived in a few different states in my life, but places where I have been consistently healthiest are arid or semi-arid climates with chronically good weather, and simply being able to get outside and enjoy that fact for as long and as often as I could. Being in the presence of or in the shadow of the Rocky Mountains felt special. Doing all this work at altitude feels like it's earned. So we made the conscious decision to go from some place where it wasn't terrible. You know, there were things I liked about where I've lived previously, but there's no denying that it had a more than marginally negative effect on my health and my lifestyle. So we made the hard decision to up and move, and we've been here for a little over a year, and the data speaks for itself. I can do this on my days off, and if you get bored in the outdoors out here, if you get bored in Colorado, you're doing it wrong, as one of my colleagues likes to say. Another reason is that the medical infrastructure here is very good, and I like to say that, or I guess you could say a saying that I have grown into is, quote unquote, you are the CEO of your own healthcare, meaning you're the manager, you're the regulator. You can seek second opinions, you can say no, you can have those conversations with your doctor about what actually works for you, as long as you're cognizant of the consequences depending on the choices that you make. I'm not going to condone one method or another, but choices have consequences, especially when it comes to your health and how you choose to be treated. But that is honestly one of the hidden strengths, I think, of the U.S. health system in general, is that you have a lot of decision-making agency when it comes to how you interact with your doctors and how you want to leverage the choices that are available to you when it comes to managing difficult conditions. I said this trail was supposed to be super muddy. I guess that's the case when the peak heating, when the snow kind of melts. But for right now, it's been perfectly solid. So I guess one of the last little things I want to talk about with respect to Colorado is that all of this, all the effort that I've been putting into, you know, being outside, being on the trail, and in just enjoying or taking advantage of the environment, is that it gives me margin. And you know, margin is the distance between when something is a bit wobbly and when something fails. So you get sick, how quickly can you regain your strength, that kind of thing. You get injured, how quickly can you get back to full strength? How quick can you recover from surgery? Or if you start developing, you know, problems or symptoms and a condition you may or may not have. Margin is the distance between when you start to feel like it's affecting you and when it causes a quote-unquote systemic failure where you can't function without intervention. That's what I would like to define as a margin. And being out here has really helped me build that in a robust manner. taking it. So it's like I've mentioned before, is I tend to thrive personally in environments that are arid, semi-arid, altitude, and of course, the mountains. It's calming, it's fresh air, and to me, it's actually, it's motivating. I want to be out here. So it's kind of a really great thing. Like I said, Colorado's not perfect. No place ever is. It's expensive. It's very expensive here. Without some help, we wouldn't have been able to make this move out here possible at all. Icier out here than I was thought today. But yeah, I guess if I can come up with anything else, I'll be right back. Last little quick topic is kind of as we were in the middle of all of this, I actually just got some labs back from my doc, and it's pretty good news, all things considered. Very representative of what I've been doing is all I will say there. The right labs are going the right way, the other right labs are right where they're supposed to be, and the others are easily explainable by the fact that I am on the move more often than not. And I guess a bit of a precursor is there's going to be a couple of bigger projects up and coming. Going on our first international trip in many years, so we'll see how my body handles that. It's a very different environment than where I am right now. And then probably sometime later this year, there will be a bigger reveal of what it is that I'm actually dealing with day to day. I've left some breadcrumbs throughout the episodes that I've posted thus far. So kudos if you can figure out what it might be. But that'll be a bigger project for another time. Probably going to be doing my goal is to do that reveal on the trail of a 14er or two. So those are always fun. All right. We are almost to the summit. I think that is enough rambling for now. So thanks for walking the trail with me on Canyon Commentary, listening to my musings, and the summit is just ahead. See you up there. Welcome to the summit.